Hey you guys, if you're running around the internet looking for that perfect last minute dessert to make for your dad this Father's Day, your hunt stops here because I've got the perfect recipe for you. I'm making a biscuit pudding which is simple to put together, quick, eggless, no bake, uses very basic ingredients, got chocolate, banana, super impressive, and I promise your dad will love you for this. So let's get started. I'm adding 4 cups of milk to a saucepan. I'll set it over medium heat and let it come to a simmer. Don't forget to keep stirring your milk occasionally so that it doesn't burn. While the milk is heating, I'm combining half a cup of milk with 4 tablespoons of corn flour in a bowl. Now corn flour is extremely important because this is what will help thicken our pudding. If you don't have corn flour, you could replace that with custard powder. Once the milk in the saucepan comes to a boil, I'm going to slowly add the corn flour slurry in while continuously mixing the milk so that my pudding is completely lump-free. Now in a different bowl, I'm combining half a cup of cocoa powder with half a cup of milk. I'll use a spoon to mix it together and form a chocolate paste. Adding cocoa powder directly into your milk would make your pudding super lumpy and yucky, so you don't want that, which is why this step is super important. Do not skip this. This looks good. Let's add this into the saucepan as well. The chocolate paste has been nicely incorporated into the milk, and now it's time to add half a cup of powdered sugar. My pudding looks good, and now get ready for a beautiful shot of the pudding going into a bowl like a waterfall of chocolate. I'll refrigerate this and start working on the next element, which is the coffee syrup, made very simply by combining just 2 tablespoons of coffee, 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1 cup of hot water. Awesome, this is done, and the other 2 things you need for the pudding are 2 sliced bananas and about 30 biscuits. Now how simple is it to make this dessert? It takes a few minutes to get all your elements ready, and once that's done, all you need to do is to just layer everything together. To assemble the pudding, I'll dip my biscuits into the coffee syrup and start placing them in the dish. I'm using multigrain biscuits here because that's all I had, but you could use Marie or Parle-G or absolutely any biscuits that you have at hand. The second layer, which is also my favorite, is the chocolate pudding. And now the layer of bananas, and after this you basically need to repeat the steps again. I am doing 3 layers. You could do more or less depending on the size of your dish and how much you love your dad. Now this is completely optional, but I also like to dust my pudding with some cocoa powder on top. Once the layering is done, you need to chill this in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. Now honestly, if I was making it on any other day, I would rest it in the fridge for at least say 8 hours or overnight, but you and me, we're doing this last minute, so a couple of hours is absolutely fine. and simple desserts for the win. Always. So good. And there's honestly so much that you can do with this recipe. If you don't like bananas, you could use cherries. Mangoes are in season. You could also add a layer of caramel. That would taste super good. So you could try your own version of this recipe. And if you do, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. I'd love to see your creations. You could share them with me on Instagram at Shivesh17. And I'll see you guys next week with another recipe. Until then, happy baking, take care, and let me remind you to like this video and subscribe to the channel.